Welcome, friends of the toast. Let's get you uncrookeded. All right, it's good to uncrooked things. All right, so we have one after my own heart here. It is an Ursus creature, a bear, and it's very much like myself, a fancy man, a man of taste and esteem and distinguished who likes to read a good, very thick book very frequently and enjoy and imbibe in wonderful things as well. So let's get right into the creature base and talk about the commander a little bit. So, commanders. So we have an uncommon commander here. We have Wilson Refined Grizzly. This spell can't be countered. That's good. So that takes away like the need for certain mana producers like the Delighted Halfling. So Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Ward 2, choose a background. All right, and we did. And you know we like our mono green commanders here. It's usually Mardu or mono green, you notice that? So commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10-10 and are giants in addition to their other types. So these two working together. Look at this is like the rare. The rare there is that's kind of obnoxious, but don't worry, Wilson. It says you're uncommon there, but I think you're a mythically rare individual, just like myself here. In games of Commander, Wilson has really done good. He is left alone because he's unassuming, a 2/2, and people don't want to pay that ward. So very quickly we find ourselves able to get Wilson accoutrement. And let's talk about those. But first we will go into the creature base. Let's go to the creature base. One step at a time here. This is how we do it. So we have a lot of mana creatures here. We have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're going to talk about why each of these are in here and why some are not in here. So we don't need like mana fixing like Birds of Paradise and stuff like that because it's mono green. And these Llanowar Elves, add 1, pretty much speak for themselves. Now this, let's say we play out Mr. Wilson, all right? And we cast our mana because we want to get him out really fast. So we don't have any mana, but we have this in hand. Now if we get a pesky kind of, spell, somebody trying to counter him, destroy him, whatever, as it goes around to our next turn, we have this secret in our hand. So they won't know we have this, obviously. So we show it, remove it, and we add a mana, and we can usually use one of our evasion spells there. So Elvish Spirit Guide. Now Wilson gets big quick, and he has a few big friends to go with him. So that 4 mana right there is very good because we have some X costs. We have some enchantment and artifact spells that we really like to, equip right away. So that's really good there. And Fanatic's really good too because Eternalize is just awesome. It's like a 2 for 2, man. You get all things with that. So we have Tajuru Preserver here, and this is like one of the best cards. If you're running green, you should really run this. I mean, this is almost one of those cards that's so unique. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents. So good. In fact, I think we're going to do just a single video about that. Just talking about that. We'll do a little short to let people know that might not know. And, these elf decks and these elf ball deals going on now, especially with the new printing of that hoofed elf woman. I can't think of her name. She's Golgari. Fancy little elf toes. So that is a good one. We'll definitely do a public service announcement about the Tajuru. So we have Scavenging Ooze here. Now we're getting into our toolkit. There's things, bad things that can be in graveyards that recur. So this right here, just exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature card, put a 1/1 counter on Scavenging Ooze and you gain 1 life. So there's really no limit to that. So we can empty graveyards, especially when we get bigger mana later on, like with our Fanatic of Ronus. Get that 4, you can just bloop, gain a little life. Now, bang. MVP, and this is another one like with Tajaru Preserver. Whenever 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under your control, put 2 1/1 counters on Elvish Archivist. This ability triggers only once each turn, but that's okay. That's really good because these counters are going to usually be like 4 to 6 of them when that happens because we're going to have things that double those. And this is just an all-around great card. Whenever 1 or more enchantments enter the battlefield, we can draw a card. And again, it triggers only once each turn because it'd be crazy if it didn't. But yeah, really good. So we're going to put you fellas aside because we're going to do a couple short videos about those because I think those need to be mentioned. Now, Kodama of the West Tree. Reach, modified creatures you control have trample. That doesn't apply to Wilson so much because he already has it. But we're really worried about this. This lets us have a lower mana base because this 3 mana creature right here, whenever a modified creature counters enchantments, yada yada, you know what that means. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. So that's just going to keep those lands, those beautiful lands just coming through. All right. Organization. Why are you over here, Rona? All right, there you go, Roni. Get over there. What are you doing with life? I don't know. All right. A little bit of organization sometimes goes a long way. There we go. All right, I digress. So, Benevolent Hydra, it's at the X cost. Enters with X 1/1 counters on it. If one or more 1/1 counters we put on another creature you control, that many plus 1/1 counters are put on it instead. Oh, what a toolbox. Tap and remove a 1/1 counter from this creature. Put a 1/1 counter on another target creature. So we have some enchantments and a couple other things that are going to cause that to really go off the handle. So just removing 1 counter from this is actually going to trigger many. So it'll be, you know, value. We love value. So look at those. Aren't those nice? Both the Teagle artwork there. Forgotten Ancient. We have this big wonderful turtle here. Oh, so cool. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a 1/1 counter on this creature at the beginning of your upkeep. You can move any numbers from this ancient turtle onto other creatures. So again, moving counters, when you put a counter onto something, this many plus more. So it's just value. It's another Benevolent Hydra in its own way, like, you know, kind of doing a little bit more mana cost. Now, Might Foreign Harmonizer. This has nothing to do with counters, but we have Warp and we have Landfall. I love Warp. That is cool. You know, I've been really trying to find a way to, like, slip that into Modern somehow, but Modern has gotten so expensive. That's why we're doing Pauper, because I think we can have a lot more fun with our creative juices flowing with Pauper and be able to give you guys more content of a higher quality, although less valuable quality, because Pauper is more in kin with our pocketbook, as it were. I digress. So pay this for the warp cost. You can get it back later on. That's another way to double up on this. So if you warp it, you don't have to worry about it like being killed to removal or something because it's exiled. At the end step and cast it from exile. Well, you see, and that double, that's a Wilson. You know, he's done so much commander damage usually early that by the time a land enters, and that's really good because remember those other things that get lands for us too? So if this is on the battlefield, lands are entering. All right, and you know, you want them to fall away so that whenever a land, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't like put, I don't think there's a spell in here to put 2 lands, but in any case, the Quilled Great Worm, 4 and 2 green. Whenever creature you control deals combat damage during your turn, put that many 1/1 counters on it. Just very good. Wilson's very evasive. We can get this guy out early with our mana production. And now, Wilson is going to be chased all over by the time he gets big. And you'll see that that's okay. And that's what makes this deck so fun. I want to like really push the point that this deck is a true like fun and joyous Voltron to play, and it's original to us too. It's not like the other ones as much. It's similar but a lot different in some ways. So X less to cast. You guys know Galta. Trample 12/12, and this is going to usually be paid for 2 mana. So Galta is just another beater. Now let us move around these things. All right, so let us talk about spells and sorcery on all this wonderful evasion we have here. Oh, so efficient. We're not even at 10 minutes yet. But you know what? We don't need to hurry. It's a lazy Sunday. Search your library for a creature card and reveal that card to all players. Just looking for some of those toolbox cards, right? So there's the Tutor. And these are cards that are like, you know, that instant card, this one's kind of unique. We don't have these arranged like we usually do. We have them arranged in a way where we can talk about groupings of cards and show the consistency. All right. So pick your poison. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. Each opponent, yada, yada, yada. Each opponent, that's what's important. Nature's Claim, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. So this is either to disrupt our opponents, but more importantly, if you get this, don't just blow up a soul ring, because this is to protect Wilson from some pesky weird thing that he could get, like some blue frog baloney. Some blue frog BS. So return to nature. It's an instant. It's 1 in a green, and there's other instants you could play. In fact, I have one right around here, but that one is 1 green, and that's the one where you destroy a target artifact or enchantment. It has mana value 3 or less, but this one's better because you can exile target card from a graveyard. And it doesn't have the stipulation of having that 3 or less, so that one can bust up some big fancy baubles. Beast Within, destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green burst beast creature token. Can we do that to ourselves? Yeah, we did that in the Selvala days. We still do it sometimes. But mostly that's to take care of like some big, terrible thing that somebody has. So instant, Solidarity of Heroes. We can pay it a few times usually with our extra mana that we get. Choose any number of target creatures, double the number of 1/1 counters on each of them. Similarly, the Fangs of Colonia, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of 1/1 counters on each creature that had one put there. With our enchantments and different creatures that are going to trigger, that's going to be a lot of counters. Cast a spell for its overload, if you do, each. So overload's very doable. Now let's talk about the blue. You guys ready for blue? No, I'm just kidding. It's not necessarily blue, but sometimes my opponents say it feels like blue. Tail Swipe. Target creature deals damage. We're just going to go through these quick. It's target creature deals damage, target creature fights. Now, I'll tell you the differences of these. Tail Swipe is an instant. It's 1. This is the best one. Cast it during your main phase. The creature you control gets +1/+1. The creature's fight. Infectious Bite. It's an instant. It's great. It's 1 more to pay, but that's all right. Deals damage equal to power to target creature you don't control. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Titanic Brawl. 1 less to cast if it targets a creature you control. The counter, it always will. So this is good because it's an instant and it's 1 mana. Oop, pardon me. Ram Through is probably like the second best of these because it has that, but if we have Trample to deal that extra damage, that is so good for our big creatures to just close out a turn. We have Bite Down. Deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So this one's just a damage. These aren't, see the difference between the fight? Fight, they do damage to each other. These ones just deal damage. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. If I control an Eldrazi, which we don't, we're trying to find one that could work, but we just haven't. We gain 3 life. Hard-hitting Question. Now, these are the sorceries, but they're 1 mana, so that's pretty good, too, to get rid of pesky blockers and also disrupt things that our opponents might have going on when we have mana to spare on our turn, which we will have mana to spare. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature, planeswalker, damage dealt. Now, this is good. Search your library. We like options. Options are good. Search your library for the basic land, put it into your hand shuffle, or target creature you control fights creature you don't control. Avoid Fate. Counters target interrupt or enchantment. Okay, so instants or enchantments can only counter spells that target a permanent we control. Look at that artwork, okay? That guy's like a triple jointed man there. In any case, this is unique and it's very good because, like I said, weird enchantments, okay? And again, it's kind of strange, but this thing, I love this card. It's just such a good card. Tamio's Safekeeping. We're getting into our protection spells and evasion now. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 2 life. It's got hexproof and indestructible. Snakeskin Veil gives us hexproof, but we get the counter, and usually we can get like 3 or 4. But this is probably one of the worst of these. If we had to cut one, it would probably be that one, or yeah, probably that one. I like Royal Treatment because it adds that Royal token. Hexproof until end of turn, create the Royal token, and it gets that Ward 1, and it gets the counter. So really, it's a little bit better. It's going to give you something attached to it. So it's an enchanted creature as well, so it's going to add to that. Blossoming Defense gets hexproof 2/2 until end of turn. Again, like this one could take a cut. It's a great card, but it's not the best. But we just need as many of these as we can get. And this is what makes us win the games. And this is what's so fun about it, because it feels like a blue deck. It feels like you're countering spells, you know what I mean? So, draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered this turn. You and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. So this is really great. That card draw is top notch. Tyvar's Stand gets +X, hexproof. It gets an indestructible 2. Again, indestructible is super good for us with the instant speed, and also able to pump something, which if we have the mana, we're always happy to dump it. Overprotect, again, trample, hexproof, indestructible. Indestructible being the most important there. Strength of Will. Now, this is a Speederman card. I know. Shh, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's something. I know. Okay, that's actually Jace Balerion, and he is dressed that way for Halloween. So relax. Until end of turn, target creature who control gains indestructible. Whenever this creature is dealt damage, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Yeah. That's pretty good. And again, those counters, whoo, okay, we can make that big. Especially when we block something where somebody's thinking like, oh, like I'm gonna swing in with this big like thing and pump it and double strike it, and then we play this out. Nope. Board wipers. Look at that. I opened that baby. I opened this. You guys saw me do it, remember? All right. I digress. Permanents you control gain hexproof, indestructible until end of turn. Super powerful. Oh, options. We love options. All right. Choose one or more target creature or target artifact. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or target creature gains hexproof and indestructible. And you can escalate it so that, pay each cost for, pay the one for each chosen beyond the first. Very good. So more evasion here. Instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Gains reach, trample, and indestructible. That's also really good. That 1/1 counter is usually going to be bigger. Here's its little sister here. Guy has a gift. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn. Now, let's see here. This one gets a 1/1 counter. It gains reach, trample, and indestructible. Now, this one gets hexproof as well. Kind of strange. Let's see here. That is funny. Yeah. That's kind of like a naughty of me and Commander, I know, but I'm a modern player, remember? And we'll play sets, I don't know. Not of this world. This one's special. It's 7, but it's free spell. Counter target spell or ability that targets a permanent you control. Not of this world costs 7 less to cast if it targets a spell or ability that targets a creature you control at power 7 or greater. This is one we're going to play post Wilson having been raised by giants. Our little Teflon bear. Can't touch him. All right, let's talk about the accoutrements that Wilson so enjoys. So first off, we are going to go through the fancy shoes and the sticks and the swords and the halberds and halberks and all that. All right, we have these. It's simply evasion. It's 2 for a 2. It's a 2/2 boot. All right, can't be blocked. Non-basic land walk. It's not the most important thing because Wilson has trample, but not being blocked is good for our other things too. It's not just for Wilson. Lightning Greaves is never for Wilson. Never for Wilson. Bad. This is always for that elf. The Preserver. That's where you want to put those Greaves. And then you win. Then you're almost like unstoppable. Now, that's where those Greaves want to go. We have Swiftfoot Boots, Hexproof and Haste. Pop this on Wilson. If we want to wait a turn from like playing him early, as quick as possible, wait a turn, we can usually play those and slap them on him and get him rocking and rolling right away. Flash this out. Equipped creature has indestructible. This is indestructible. Again, we pop this on Wilson. He becomes like it has to be a group effort. It becomes boss fight, which is really fun with Wilson. The Thran Power Suit. Look at that. It's got Wilson's head. See that? This is actually like a secret layer version of this, and that is accommodates Wilson's head. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has ward 2. So pretty soon Wilson's going to need like 8 mana played just for ward. Equip cost is 2, so a 2 for 2. We love these 2 for 2s. Sword of the Animus. It's a 1/1. Sends us for a land. It's equipped 2 for 2. See that? See where we're going there? 2 for 2. If equipped creature would deal combat damage, it deals double that damage instead. If another creature would deal combat damage to equipped creature, it deals double that damage to equipped creature instead. We don't care. It's a 2 for 2, and it's making Wilson be able to deal that commander damage and close it out. We have Black Blade Reforged. It's Wilson's Dark Sword. It's the Dark Wraith Sword. It's a 1/1 for each land you control. Equip legendary creature is 3, so it's a 2 for 3. Still good. Fire Shrieker. Equipped creature has double strike. It's a 3 for 2. This is a destructor. This thing is a target too. People destroy this. They're scared of it. They say, I wouldn't want that. It's a horror show in Voltron Commander. The Basilisk Collar will keep our engine running and give Wilson the death touch in the life. He needs to link that death touch to himself. All right. Equip 2. It's a 1 for 2. That's good. Give us the life. We love it. Thank you. We have the Pip Boy. For some reason, people like to destroy the Pip Boy. It's an innocuous thing, really. Whenever equipped creature attacks, choose one, sort inventory, draw a card, discard a card. Pretty cool. Pick a perk. Put a 1/1 counter on the creature. Or we can check the map and untap 2 target lands. Equip costs 1 for 2. Love it. That's good because if we equip this to Wilson, we can always have our 2 target lands to use those protection spells. So as the game progresses, as turns go on, we'll always have 2 lands via Wilson to do one of these. So, Power Fist. Equipped creature has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many counters on it. 2 for 2. Now, these are the non-equipment artifacts. We have the Earth Crystal, 1 less to cast for green spells, very good. 1 or more 1/1 counters you control, twice that many are put on it instead. Now, for 6, you can distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. This is very doable, turn 4. And sometimes you can get like 3 counters for each of those creatures via extra counters being dropped and such. Soul Ring, it's 1. It gives you 2 colorless. It's ramp. And that's a beautiful copy. Green spells cost 1 less to cast. That's 2. And it's also a good target early on where people will waste some kind of artifact hate. It's not the most important thing even, but it's something I wouldn't cut just because it eats up that artifact hate, and that's very good. Now let's talk about the enchantments. You enchantresses out there, and enchanters, enchantees, and enchantos. This is it, guys. Are you ready? Wild Growth adds 1 to the mana pool each time target land is tapped. And isn't that fun artwork? I love that. That's beautiful. 6 cents. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. These card draws are very important in here because we're dumping our hands on the battlefield with our mana very quickly. Snake Umbra gets 1/1, has whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. The Totem Armor, if enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. Wow. Same thing there. And just so you guys know, Totem Armor, they changed it to Umbra Armor because they found that Totem wasn't good. Because the totems are sacred to Native American people, mostly in the Pacific Northwest and upstate New York, Canada, those areas. And they are beautiful. If you guys can ever Google it or see pictures, look at the totems in, Northern California, Vancouver, places like that. The orca whales that they do. I think some seals, trout, salmon. They are absolutely amazing. They are beautiful. A national treasure is what they are. I digress. The Umbra Armor, however you want to do it, that's the same. You destroy this creature doesn't die. So Strong Back. It's 2 in a green. Equip creatures' abilities you activate that target enchanted creature costs 3 less to activate. That is so good. Aura spells you cast that target enchanted creature costs 3 less to cast. So pretty much this is always going to we're just going to be able to stick things on Wilson for the casting cost. This is good because 1/1 for each forest you control. It could be cut, but I do like it because we have a lot of forests in here. Canopy cover, it's more evasion, can't be blocked, can't be the target of spells or abilities. So spells or abilities your opponent's control, and that's just everlasting. To be that way for 2 mana is super good. This is pretty much the same thing. Has hexproof and can't be blocked by more than one creature. It's not quite as good as Canopy cover in my opinion, just because, I don't know, I like Canopy cover better. I just do. Indomitable Might, flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Enchanted creature's controller may have it assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. More evasion. Predatory Hunger. Whenever opponent successfully casts a creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on enchanted creature. Hitting this on Wilson is awesome. Just like Hydra's Growth. As soon as the counters get on Wilson, it all starts happening very fast. We have Hardened Scales. If one or more 1/1 counters we put on a creature you control, that many +1/1 are put on it instead. Branching Evolution, similar but better. And this, super great because double the power and toughness of each creature you control at the beginning of each combat, most importantly. Now, let us discuss the mana base because it's a beauty. I've brought out all of my favorite forest cards here. You guys know I'm a collector of fine lands, not necessarily expensive lands. You won't see any guru lands, but lands I like. We have Lair of the Hydra. It's something to dump some mana in. Here's Dryad Arbor. You know, it's weird. It's a Dryad Arbor. It belongs in green. We like it. Let's just to help Wilson if he gets just wrecked and we don't want to pay that cost. So Command Beacon's always good. This is to put a counter on the green creatures when they enter. That's super good. We don't care about that tap. This is really good because by the time we get some things to add some of those, it's very good. That's going to put it on there. Sacrifice this, put the indestructible counter on Wilson the God. So that's it for our lands there that are not forests. So we'll look at these quick. Very nice. So I'm moving my hand like that so you can see the flashiness. Oh yeah. The foiling on this set, these Mirrodin, oh man, that was so good. All right. Anyhow, look at that. Ooh, Oasis had some good foiling too. All right. And we have 27 lands in here. Whoa. All right. And there's our Young Hero token. And I think, yep, we'll just need the Fanatic Aronis token, and that will close out Token City, Utah. So again, to review, we have 27 lands. Whoa. $27 lands. Oh, and look at there's Whistler's Mother of Dragons. Thanks for joining me. Right now, this deck is not uploaded to Moxfield, but I will get it such. It'll probably take me a few days because we are making content up the wazoo right now. But it will be up. Hey, just watch the whole video and write down each one. Just do that. But anyways, I digress. Thank you for joining me. And you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next one.